Hey guys, Zabby here, and welcome to a brand new series here on YouTube. This is the complete guide to Fishing Planet. So if you're a new player and you're looking for some help leveling, making money, building setups, finding hotspots, not knowing where to fish, what to fish, or maybe you don't know anything about the game at all, it doesn't really matter. This series is going to help you out. Even if you're a higher level player, so you're coming back to finish up some missions, there's a fish you didn't catch, something you forgot to do earlier on in the game, and you just don't know how to do it, then this series will definitely help you out as well. In this series, I'm going to be heading to every single Fishing Planet location the game has to offer, catching every single species of fish in the entire game. While I do that, I'm obviously going to be leveling up and traveling the world. I'll be giving you guys tips on what equipment to buy, what lures to use, what baits to use, how to spend your bait coins, just beginner tips in general. Well, also some more advanced tips throughout the course of this series, especially when we get further on into the game, and this is going to help you guys maximize profit. Before we get started, guys, I just wanted to let you know this game is available on plenty of different platforms. It's on Xbox, it's on PlayStation, it's on Windows 10, it's on Steam. This game, however, does not support cross-platform unless it's Xbox and Windows 10. Your accounts will not have shared progression at all. So for example, I started playing this game on PlayStation 4. When I came over to PC, I had to completely restart the game. So make sure before you invest all this time into this game, pick what platform you're going to be on and stick with it. Okay, there is some pay to win elements to it, and I am going to be spending some money just to help speed up the grind a little bit, just because I've leveled through this game so many times. So I'm going to be spending money in this series. However, if you're looking for a series that is no money spent, you just want a completely free to play game, you don't want to spend any money at this at all, if you guys are looking for that, the link will be down in the description below. All right, here we are finally in the game. We are at Lonestar Lake, and we are going to be approaching this shoreline. The tutorial, guys, very easy. Just follow it along. It's pretty self-explanatory. There's not much to do other than just follow along. It's going to tell you to wait for a fish to bite, and then you're going to see the bobber move in the top right hand corner. It's going to say wait, and then when a fish does strike, it's going to say strike, and that's when you'll strike and get the fish. So there we go. We land our first ever fish on this account, and it is a bluegill, but we do have to release it right now. Then it's just going to get you to make a few more casts and catch a couple more fish. So just keep fishing in the same area. Once you catch a couple more fish, it's going to say time for a reel catch. Open the inventory and change your bait for a bigger fish. Just go ahead, press I, go to red worms, go into shop. It's going to explain to you what to do here. Just follow along. You should be good to go. And we're going to head over to this spot. It's going to tell you to go to the middle of the bridge and cast out towards the lily pads. So we're going to do that, but it's going to say our leader length is too long, and that's why the float is on its side. So let's reel it in. And then on PC, you will be able to use the O and P button to increase and decrease the leader. So we're going to go down to about 48.50. It's supposed to stop at 50, but that's okay. And we'll just go ahead and cast again. We got a trophy white crappie. It's 43 XP, $92. And yes, I am going to call it a crappie because I know it's going to piss some people off. I know it's pronounced crappie, but I'm going to call it a crappie. However, we did hit level 2. We unlocked some new stuff. We don't really need to worry about that too much right now. Open the lake map to continue your adventure. And it's now going to tell us to leave the lake, so go ahead and do that. It's going to give you a nice little handy recap of your trip results here. So we made 92 bucks with no premium. If we had premium, we would have made a little bit more, so you guys can see the difference here between premium and non-premium. So what we're going to do is actually just continue fishing with this setup right here. We're just going to bring our bread and our red worms. We're going to leave everything completely the same. I'm not going to spend any money on anything. We're just going to head right back to Lonestar right now. And we do have an unlimited basic license, but what we're going to do here, this is going to let us keep every single fish at Lonestar, and we're going to be able to night fish. Never ever buy these basic licenses, guys. You do not need them. Only buy the advanced licenses, all right? So buy a one-day advanced Texas license. These are in real life times as well. So one day IRL for $200. And then you can see down here, it says we have the advanced license. We're all good to go back to Lonestar. Now, Lonestar doesn't have any travel costs, but other lakes in the future will. Lonestar challenge complete. We got a nice $100, and now we are back at Lonestar. And now we can kind of start to play the game a little bit more freely than what we did before. A couple things before we actually start fishing for real, I wanted to give you guys some tips. If you are on console and there's ever anything I say that's on mouse and keyboard and you don't exactly know what to do with that because you're using a controller, if you just go into options here and go to controller, it does tell you every single thing you need to know here. Another thing that I would suggest doing is setting your tackle load indicator over to pro. This just makes things a lot easier. I'm going to be using the metric system. I know a lot of you Americans are going to be using the imperial system, but I will throw conversions whenever necessary. Personally, I use the big bobber size. That's just because I'm weird, but that's what I use. All right, so come to the middle of the bridge, and we are going to take a look at the peak times here. You can see here the weather forecast. These are the peak times. So the best time for us to fish right now is around 1,700 hours to about 2,100 hours. So that's what we're going to do. just go ahead, go to here, and let's start fishing. So let's go to 1700 hours. You can get to the fast forward time by pressing T. The fast forward time, just press X on Xbox and the equivalent for it on PlayStation, which I believe is square. Now that we are at the start of this peak time, we're gonna have a little bit more luck fishing. So go ahead, press F11, and we are just gonna fish in this general area right here, guys. Let's just go fishing right here off the dock. You can see me upping and lowering my reel speed. So this is lowering and upping your reel speed. So if you want to let line out, you can do this, and then you can see it's going out to 13 meters. If you want to reel in really fast, you can up that. Or if you want to slow it down, you can slow it down. Another thing is the drag, which is this. If you look at the speed, the outer circle in the bottom right hand corner, you can see it go from like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to set mine halfway just because I'm not sure how big the fish are going to be that I'm going after. And then once you set the drag, you can kind of forget about it, but don't ever set this too high, because if you do, you will end up breaking some equipment and you don't want to do that. So set your drag lower and then adjust it up when you need to. And it still did say strike on that. So it did say that we were done the tutorial, but technically we're not. I think we have to go until like level 7 or something. Basically, once you fill your keep net once and then get the missions unlocked and stuff like that. So just keep fishing, go through the first day or two, and once it stops saying wait above the bobber and strike above the bobber, then you know you're actually done. Went ahead and got to level 4. We got 1,500 bucks and a bait coin. Here is what the keep net looks like. We got lucky and got 2 trophy white crappies, which is good XP, 40 and 43 XP for both of them. Good money as well. We are good to go. We did get to level 4. This is very important when you go to other lakes later in the game when you have travel costs. You don't want to just be leaving the lake every single time, because then you got to pay travel costs. So you want to learn how to sell fish. So this is all you have to do. It's super, super easy. You can see my fish net or my fish hut is full. So all we have to do is go to the next morning, extend our stay like so. It's going to show us our results today. And now you can see our fish hut is empty. That's all you have to do. There's no need to leave the lake. However, at this point you can, because it's free to travel to Lone Star. But in the future, you are not going to want to do that. Now I have some missions unlocked finally, which is perfect, because this is where we're going to start actually getting some gear, getting some XP and stuff like that. So if we just go into missions here and look at current, we do have Lone Star Exploration. So that's going to be the first one we do right now. We're going to go ahead and try and get this pear-shaped float. And we've caught the bluegill, the white crappie so far. So we don't need to really focus on those. You guys should be able to get these done pretty easy. The panfish in this game are relatively easy. You just use small hooks and certain baits, and you can generally catch every single one with no issue. If you do have trouble getting panfish, just remember it is RNG. Sometimes you're going to get the red ear sunfish, and sometimes you're going to get the green sunfish. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit harder to get one or the other. You should be able to get them done relatively easy, especially Lone Star. If you do want to skip these though, they are skippable. You do not have to do these if you don't want to. So we got a couple fish we need to catch here, and then we get $1,000 of bait coin, and we get a nice new float. So let's go ahead and try and grab the rest of these fish here, and you can see it's going to tell you to go to the fish species panel and all that. There's all the fish species, and now we're going to go back to fishing. When you do have a mission track, you will see it will pop up on the left hand side there. So it's telling us there's the 4 fish we need to catch, and then we will be done with Lone Star Exploration 1. So I'm just going to keep fishing in these same areas here. I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here. You can try using bread, you can use worms, a little bit of everything here will work. You can definitely catch all of these on red worms and bread, guys. So don't worry about it though. If you don't catch one, don't worry about it too much. Just keep fishing. That's the main thing right now. Just keep fishing, keep leveling up, keep getting XP. These fish will come, but don't just lose your mind trying to catch one fish just because you don't have it yet. We did get the golden shiner in this spot as well, and we did actually get the blacktail shiner. I forgot to record it, but if we go into my inventory, it is right there. Same spot as the golden shiner, red worms, and we are still sitting at 48 centimeters. I'll throw the conversion up for you guys there. But yeah, these 2 spots, you'll catch the sunfish and everything, guys. So don't worry about it too much. There is the red ear sunfish, nice and easy. Same spot as the golden and blacktail shiner. And that also means we can grab the green sunfish here. It'll probably take a little bit. We probably won't get too lucky. We'll get a couple red ear sunfish and stuff, but yeah, these spots here will be okay. Finally ended up grabbing the green sunfish here. This is the same spot as before using red worm, same thing as the other fish. It did take a little bit longer. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes you won't catch the fish you're looking for, but we did complete Lone Star Exploration 1. We get $1,000 of bait coin, and we get that new bobber. Cool. And we did get up to level 6 as well, which is perfect. Now we can go ahead and start to go after Lone Star Exploration number 2. catch spotted bass, catch grass pickerel, catch smallmouth buffalo, catch channel catfish, and we will get one bait coin, $1,300, and we will get some line for completing that as well. I went ahead and left Lonestar Lake. We are going to go after some fish here, and we are going to be buying a new rod very, very soon, but go into baits here just quickly, and we can go and grab some cheese or some pet food, maybe a little bit of both if you guys want to. It's no worries. It's pretty cheap, so it's not the end of the world. In terms of everything else, we're just going to go ahead and leave this. We're not going to buy any mayflies, any shiners, any crickets, any flies, anything like that. We're just going to stick with this. Before we head back to Lone Star, I'm also going to grab some different hook sizes here. So I'm going to grab some barbless hooks. We're going to grab the 1.0 barbless hook for 1 bait coin. And then we're also going to grab the number 2 hook here as well for 1 bait coin. I threw on the 1.0 hook, and then I put on some pet food or cheese. Either way, they will work. And then head back to Lone Star. If you're looking for the catfish, come on over to Home Sweet Home and open up your map. I have a marker placed right here in this area, and now it isn't actually a catfish marker, but this is where I'm gonna go fishing to catch it. So if you're looking for the map location, there you go. Again, you can just press M on PC, or I believe triangle or Y on console to open up your map, but there you go. That is where we're gonna be going after the catfish. So we're just gonna come on over here, and you can see the marker is on the lake already, which is perfect. Now for the catfish, I'm gonna use a number 2 hook here, and we are gonna go all the way down to 200 centimeters. I will throw a conversion on the screen for you guys, and it doesn't have to be exactly this depth, but anything in that range should get the trick done. We're just going to go ahead and cast here. Now the one problem with this rod is we actually can't quite make it directly into the deepest part of the hole. We'll check our peak time here, and now it isn't perfect, but let's just go to the peak time just to increase our chances here. We'll just go to 1900 hours, and then just cast out towards the marker as far as you could possibly go. If your bobber is slanted, just shorten the leader a little bit until it's not slanted. You can see ours is still slanted here, meaning we're not actually hitting the deep part of the hole like I want to. But if you do have a better rod, you will definitely be able to make it there. So there we go. We didn't quite make it to the marker, but I am at 150 centimeters. So use about 150 centimeters to 200, depending on if you can make it to the marker or not, but this should still be okay for getting a catfish. There you go, guys. Barbless hook number 2 with some pet food, even short of the marker I had down, but that will get the trick done. You'll get your nice young channel catfish nice and easy. Now we only got 3 more fish left to go. The bass and the pickerel we will get with our new rod, and then the buffalo we're going to wait on until we have a better rod, a better float rod altogether, but we are going to go after the bass and the pickerel next. We're going to be swapping over to a spinning setup here, meaning we're going to be using a lure. So far we've been using a match rod or a float rod. All we're going to do is go ahead and de-equip that rod, go into our shop, go to spinning rods, and now we are going to be buying the value spin 190. The rod names are going to be a little bit different, guys, depending on if you're in metric. Here you'll, so for me, the value spin 190, that just means 190 centimeters. If you can't figure out exactly what rod it is, just go by the level the rod is unlocked, and that's a little bit easier than trying to do conversions or whatnot. So I'm going to be using the value spin 190. This is the level 3 rod, the first one you unlock, so let's go ahead and grab that. And then we're going to grab the Windcast 1500 here, which is the level 5 reel. Another thing I want to explain very, very quickly is the difference between your backpack and your home storage. Your backpack is what you're going to be bringing with you to the lake, and then your home storage you can only access when you aren't at any lake. So if we were to leave right now, we wouldn't actually have our Windcast, and we actually aren't even able to equip it because our backpack is full. You can increase your backpack size by getting new gear like vests and stuff like that, and that will increase your slots in your backpack, and then you can increase your home storage slots by using bait coins. For line, what we're going to do is just go ahead and buy the heaviest duty line we have that does not cost bait coins. So we're going to grab some of this 1.8 kilogram braid. We're going to put that braid into our backpack and then equip it. It's not the most balanced rod ever. What I mean by that is the line weight for the rod is 3 kilograms. The max drag for the reel is 2.25, and then the line itself is 1.8. So it's not the most balanced setup ever, but early on we kind of just have to go with what we have, and so far this is what we can roll. Go to the shop, go into lures, go into spoons, and grab this level 4 casting spoon, 9 grams, number 1 hook size. If you are an imperial, it's about 1/4 ounce, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and buy some of those. We're going to equip that to our rod, and we are now good to go to catch some bass and to catch some pike. Once you're back at Lone Star, come on over to the bridge again, and we are just going to be fishing in this exact same spot. So For the bass, I find the best spot for the bass is to be in this corner right here, and then I do generally have some luck with the pike just facing out towards the middle of the lake, and they generally seem to really come and get you when you're shallow and like almost about to be reeled in. So this area right here, nice and shallow, should get the trick done. But if you just want to fish, you will eventually get a bass and you will eventually get a pickerel as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and go fishing into this little area right back here. Now, I recommend using stop and go or twitching in almost the entirety of the game. There is a couple different areas where you can use some different stuff. Twitching and stop and go will get the trick done. So I'll show you guys how to do those two, since they are the two main types of lure fishing in this game. So all you're going to want to do is cast out towards the shore here, and we are going to be starting off with some stop and go. So all you're going to do is literally stop and go. So just reel in and let go, and reel in and let go, and reel in and let go. Nice and easy to do, nothing to it, and that is stop and go. You can see we do have 2 out of 3 circles. Eating the motion is good, and this will work here, guys, to get some bass and pickerel. And then we're also going to be doing twitching, which I'll show you on the next retrieval. And there we go, we got a fish on with stop and go. We were using 2 speed. You can use 1 speed if you like as well. Now we're going to go ahead and up our drag a little bit. So we are at currently 4 out of 6 possible drag, and we really can't go much higher than that because our line will snap. Remember, this is where it is important that you have a balanced setup. Because our setup isn't completely balanced, our line is way underpowered compared to our reel and our rod, and because of that, we can't actually push our drag up anymore. So it's going to take a little bit longer to bring this fish in. It is looking like it's a bass, which is nice to see, and this really is the good money farm, guys, in terms at Lonestar. It's super easy. You just can catch them really quick. So if you're looking for some money, always resulting back to some quick bass fishing here at Lonestar isn't a bad option. Obviously, other lakes are going to have better farming spots, but in terms of Lonestar, spotted bass, nice and easy to catch. Not a lot of skill required to it, not a lot of waiting required to it, which is nice. And you can level up decently quickly just by farming out these spotted bass here. And there we go. Let's bring this in, and we'll catch our first spotted bass on our new spinning setup. 18 XP, 135 bucks, not bad. Now we just need the pickerel and the smallmouth buffalo, and then we are done with Lonestar exploration. You can just do twitching by holding your rod up with right click like this and twitching like this. This will automatically set the hook and is very helpful for using against trout, and you will see me basically use this throughout the course of the game just because it's a lot easier. And you can see there, it auto set the hook for me just as I was doing twitching. And that's pretty much all you need to know for twitching. Don't let it hit the bottom while you're twitching, or else it will stop the twitching motion. But there you go. You literally just hold the rod up and then do the same as stop and go, and you are good to go in terms of twitching. I'll show you guys another example here just because that was a little bit quick. But we got a nice trophy white crappie there. And here, let me cast down here so you guys can see it a little bit more in depth. So we're on 1 speed, and all we're gonna do is hold our rod up like so, and then we're just gonna click and let go, click and let go. You can see here we let it hit the bottom of the riverbed there, and now it is on to lift and drop. Now I'm just casting out towards the other side of the lake right here in order to get a grass pickerel. I generally seem to have more luck facing towards the other side of the lake to get pickerel. Now it will take you a little bit. You are gonna get some bass and stuff like that, but just keep fishing. You need the XP and the money anyways, so you might as well get this done while you are fishing. We've been at Lonestar for 5 days now, guys. This is going to give us a marker, and we can use this to record the locations of fishes we have caught. If you stay at any lake for a few days, you will end up receiving one of these markers. There's also 30-day challenges for each and every lake in the game, which will give you some type of special X series equipment. But you do have to stay at the lake for 30 days, which is something we are going to be doing later on in the series. What we're going to do now is catch the smallmouth buffalo, and in order to do that, we're going to need a new rod. So go into the shop, go into match rods, and grab the OmniFloat 350. We're going to get rid of the telefloat there, and now let's grab the OmniFloat. We're going to be using our Windcast 1500, which is what we used before. We're also going to be using the exact same line as before, the 1.8 kilogram braid. We're going to be using a 1.0 hook, and we're going to be using the pear-shaped float glow-in-the-dark bobber that we got from completing the first exploration challenge. And then we are also going to throw on some dough balls there. Our leader length is going to be 90 centimeters. I will throw the conversion up for you guys on the screen now if you're using Imperial, but that should be good to go in terms of grabbing the smallmouth buffalo. So let's head back to Lonestar Lake here. I like to use Semolina balls, but they don't unlock until a little bit later here. Level 11, you unlock Semolina balls. So if you're having a hard time catching this fish, just wait until level 11, come back, use these, and it will be a lot easier. Open up your map here, guys, and set a marker in kind of the same area where I have mine. You can see the 3 little dots here to the left of that in this area right here. You can also kind of just guide it here in general. Just look at these 2 lily pads here and cast out into the middle and just cast towards the marker. I'll throw the conversion up on the screen for the 40-meter distance here. I kind of cheated a little bit and I went ahead and went to Rocky Lake and caught a couple of trout just to level up a little bit quicker, just because I didn't want to sit there and farm bass. If you guys want to try that, go to Rocky Lake and maybe catch a couple trout with an underpowered setup just to level up a little bit quicker. You definitely can. I just went ahead and left as soon as I hit level 11. And the reason why I did that is because at level 11, we have now unlocked Semolina balls. Another couple things I wanted to let you guys know about. I did go ahead and grab premium and buy the Sport bottom pack. Now this is my favorite $5 DLC. It's $5.69 Canadian. It comes with 20 bait coins, a bottom rod. It comes with a reel, some line, sinkers, hooks, bait, and it comes most importantly with this keep net here, which is a max single fish weight of 30 kilograms and a total fish weight of 70 kilograms. This is gonna last us for a while, so we can go ahead and not worry about our keep net. If you guys have been fishing and farming at Lone Star and you've been leaving every time your keep net fills up, maybe just buy a little bit bigger of a keep net. Don't worry about the keep net too much right now because you're just at Lone Star and the first couple of lakes anyways. Upgrade your keep net if you're annoyed of having to sell your fish every single time it's filled up to 2 kilograms. Again, I didn't upgrade my keep net from the 2 kilogram one because I knew I was going to end up buying this. So I knew there's no point in me spending money on a keep net when I'm going to get a 70 kilogram keep net that's better than the one I'm going to be able to buy. If we go into shop and go to rod cases, we are going to go ahead and grab this case right here. This is going to allow us to have 2 different rods, and we want that because now we have that extra bottom rod thanks to the DLC we bought. And then for our rod stands, we're just going to go ahead and use this one. This is the only one we have unlocked, so we have to buy that. If you haven't had any gear on before, it will automatically equip it. So our rod stand and our rod case are now on, and we have our DLC keep net. Let's build our bottom rod, which is handy. There's already a nice preset for us, and all we're going to do is switch out the hook sizes and throw on some Semolina balls. Go to our float rod here, we go to Omni Float, throw on our wind cast again like normal, our normal braid. I did buy this Omni Float setup a little bit earlier. I wanted to try and get the Smallmouth Buffalo on dough balls, but I was actually unsuccessful. So now that we have Semolina balls, we're going to use those. All right, guys, I caught the Smallmouth Buffalo finally, and I did do it in a little bit different of a spot. Since we caught the Smallmouth Buffalo, we're going to go ahead and get this braid as a reward. I just wanted to let you guys know about the spot, where I am, what I was doing, and all that. So I'm going to set a mark for the Smallmouth Buffalo so you guys have an idea. Again, the spot out in the middle of the lake I've used a lot before, but I'm using number 2 hooks. The 1/0 hooks will work as well. I got bread with honey on this one, and then on the other one I got Semolina balls. So it really is just luck of the draw, guys. But yeah, this is the spot right here. Come down to Dam Road and then come to the right here. You'll see the spawn points just over there, and then you'll just come down here. The only thing we have left to do here at Lone Star is finish the 30-day challenge, which we will do later on, and then we also have to come back and catch the monster fish, which we will also do later on. Hope you guys enjoyed this series. We got a couple things left to finish up at Lone Star, but we can always come back to do that. We finished the exploration challenges. In the next episode, we are going to be moving on to Mudwater River, and then after that, we're going to be going to Rocky. So I can't wait for the next episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed this new series, and I will catch you guys at Mudwater in the next episode. Thanks for watching, everyone.